Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to my channel, Tarot by Bronx. This is Tarot Talk. These are Tarot Things, and I'm your host, Boogie Down Bronx, and I'm here to take care of the Aries. Aries. I don't know why I like to say y'all name like that, like it's like French. Aries. Aries. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North and South. No, this reading can resonate for you if you have one of those as an Aries placement. Okay. Quick announcements. I've been making these announcements at the beginning. I started with Capricorn, but I'm going to have to keep saying it. So please don't skip this part of the video. Excuse me. I've been seeing people get a little impatient rushing me for the readings. I want to make it clear that I am not a full-time YouTube reader anymore. I have readings on Patreon, Twitter, Instagram. I have my spiritual shop where I release oils and I make oils. So I'm doing a lot of other stuff, y'all. All right. I only upload on YouTube about 3 times a week, and whatever else I upload for YouTube is on Patreon first. So if you're feeling impatient, you want to go see your sign, go support me on Patreon. And, you know, it is what it is. These readings are timeless, so it's not for a specific month. You can always go back and rewatch these readings, and they can resonate at later dates. It's not for the month, even though I release it during a certain month, like the certain cycle. So that's that. And then also the next cycle, I'm going to be switching up some things and bringing back. Y'all liked when I did the half and half. I did general in the beginning and then love at the end. So I'm going to bring that back and see how it feels for me. And we're going to let it rock. All right. So that's the announcements. Let's get into your reading, Aries, and see what you need to release and signs coming towards you. And sorry. What's going on? So first you have surrender to setting limits, what you need to surrender right now. It is healthy to set boundaries in relationships. Practice expressing your needs and remember that no is a complete sentence. I think it's so funny that the message of boundaries comes out a lot in y'all's reading because, you know, Aries is the sign of assertion, ruled by Mars. It's about aggression. It's about, you know, nobody can mess with me. But we have to also keep in mind that Aries is the opposite sign of Libra. Libra is all about balance and partnership and compromise. And, you know, so, you know, sometimes where Libra struggles with boundaries, Aries also struggles with boundaries. Okay. Well, you know what I just heard? Aries doesn't struggle with setting the boundary. Aries struggles with enforcing the boundary. Let's cut the reading off right there. Let y'all think about that. All right. So for y'all, it's not that hard for you to be like, okay, I'm not going to do something. I don't want this. I don't like this. It's harder for you to follow through with that sometimes, or you might go back on it or back and forth, you know? So setting boundaries. And why I was like, is because you have both of these cards are very similar that came out from this deck. You have mental health check, and then you have poor spiritual hygiene. You need more than sage. Okay. So it's time to really get it together, Aries, when it comes down to your mental health and what you are allowing in your space. All right. Some of you are really going through it, and it's because you're not enforcing those boundaries with people. You're allowing too many people in your energy. You're allowing people to be too intrusive, invasive, and it's time to get in touch with your mental health. Maybe your mental health is struggling and you're like, I don't know what's wrong with me. Well, look at what all you've been allowing to come into your space and absorb your energy, or you're giving your energy to. All right. You have these other cards here. You have names. I think Scorpio also had this card, energy alignment. So you could be seeing a lot of certain people's names and people who are attaching to you. And that doesn't necessarily mean it's a good thing. Okay. This could be people who are trying to absorb and take your energy from you. And you have to set boundaries with those people. And then you have the milk card, which is nourishment. So looking at the ways you're nourishing your body, y'all really have to spend more time getting your mental right. Okay. And then you have 888 came out as well. New opportunities and abundance are coming your way soon. Okay. So let's get into this reading, Aries. Let's see exactly what you need to be setting limits in regards to for your mental health. That's what it's saying. There's something that you're not enforcing enough limits between you and that thing, that person, and it's mentally draining you. All right, let's see. What does Aries need to set limits in regards to, please, spirits? Your job. For some of you, it's a corporate job. A fire sign, another Aries, Sagittarius, or a Leo is who you need to be setting limits in regards to. For some of you, it's some of you, you're in a relationship or like you're in something and you're letting somebody be too friendly with you. Okay, that's just a message I got, but this is one I want to focus on. So you had the coworker and envy card came out together. So it could be a certain coworker who is being too intrusive in your space, trying to get some information, or somebody who you feel is envious or jealous of you. This is definitely in regards to something at work for many of you. Whoa, that's too many. Anything else for Aries, what they need to set limits in regards to before we look at the tarot? Okay, we have vacation. Some of you just need a break altogether. We have stress. Yeah, look at that. Some of you are like, you have underpaid. This is like work related for many of you. Goodness gracious, Aries. So some of you, it's like you're working so hard and you're not reaping the benefits that you could. All right, and this could be why you always feel stressed, why you always feel burnt out, because you're working way too hard and you're not getting enough credit, you're not getting enough money, recognition, the energy is not being exchanged. When it comes down to something work related for many of you Aries, you might be working harder and not smarter, and therefore 888, there's other things that are trying to come into your life to take out that stress, that headache of feeling burdened and feeling like you're just energetically always pushing. Okay, and it might feel like scary to set limits, because you might be like, well, I need this job, I need this is my only source of income right now. But if your mental health is declining, no job is worth that. No amount of work that you're trying to do is worth the stress. Okay, so check in here first. How are you feeling mentally? For some of you, this is going to be a specific message for some Aries out there. It is a fire sign, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, that you work with. Could be a coworker, or somebody at your job who could be envious of you and is really being intrusive, or you're feeling a weird energy and you're not setting enough limits, or this person is trying to push you beyond your comfort zone, your level. Okay, and so a vacation is much needed. You need some time off to like really figure it out. All right, you have the truth will come out. For some of you, you might be feeling an odd energy, especially at work, or people you work with, and you'll get that confirmation, or this is the confirmation for some of you that somebody is jealous or is trying, doesn't have your best interest at heart. And then you have an internship. Some of you are going to get a new internship that might be pretty good for you. All right, but a lot of abundance and work stuff coming towards you, but you have to really prioritize that mental health, guys. Okay, if you want to be prosperous in your life. If you're not good mentally, your physical body is going to suffer, your work is going to suffer, everything is going to suffer. So if you're watching this video, you're Aries right now and you're stressed. I know you got some stress in the body, Aries. This is your sign to either take a break, take a vacation, or you need to get more strict with yourself and set limits for yourself when it comes down to work. Okay, and how much you're willing to tolerate, because it's not always worth it. What we have coming towards Aries right now, please? Three of Swords. What do we have coming towards Aries, please? What do we have coming towards Aries? Ace of Pentacles. There's something new. A new job or a new streams of multiple streams of income is what I was trying to say. Tell me more for Aries. Eight of Cups. Anything else for Aries coming towards them? I see one thing ending. You got the Temperance card at the bottom, which is about balance, especially emotionally. I see for many of you, you're going to be parting ways with one type of job or one field of work, where you're going to be really switching up things in regards to your money. Could be in regards to a Scorpio as well with the Death card here. But there is something that's been a long time coming, and you're just like, this is so stressful, okay? It's like you don't have time for things that you actually enjoy, things that you're actually passionate about, because you're so devoted to this job that doesn't even pay all that well, or you're not getting valued. You're suffering in some way for many of you Aries out there. And this is something for some of you that's actually been happening for a while here, where you may end up working in jobs that are, very stressful, make you exhausted, mentally drained. You don't feel enjoyment in your life. And if you're seeing 888, that means that if you are currently stressed or suffering or in something in regards to your career, you are going to have something new come into your life. And it may feel like you have to make an adjustment at first, okay? But the adjustment is definitely worth it. It's worth less stress. So if you're thinking about like, I hate this job, but I need it. That's kind of thinking in a scarcity mindset. Not to say like you need to just quit your job and not have a backup plan or not be applying to other jobs. No, you can do things in a practical way. But what I'm saying is there are new opportunities out there. Some of you are very talented, especially in arts. Okay, you have the Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups can be about love coming towards you, but some of you, this is about your artistic abilities, about your gifts that you carry, and you haven't been able to fully express that because you may be at a job that you just hate, or at in a stressful place in your life where your mental health is just not good, and it's like people are being very demanding of you for energy that you don't have. All right, so this is a good time to really reevaluate your plan, your process. Is what you're doing worth the stress? If you are that Aries out there that feels stressed or burdened, or where you need to start setting some limits, how you can change things up when it comes to how hard you're working. Is it matching what you're feeling, like what you're getting back? So, if I, for example, am putting out content, and I'm feeling stressed, my mental health isn't good, that doesn't mean to keep putting out more content that's suddenly going to help it. No, that means I retract, I withdraw, I go focus on me, I do other things that are not work. Even if you love your job to the ends of the earth, overworking yourself is going to make you hate what you do. So for some of you, you need to set more limits with how much you're doing. Okay, some of you, it's not even about the fact that you don't like your job. It's about you're just working way too hard. You don't have enough limits for yourself. You need to, take your hands off of it sometimes. I don't care what job it is that you like. You can love your job, be in love with your job. It can easily become way too much work. Nine of Wands in reverse, where you're just tired. All right, and so you need to take a break, especially if you have Pisces or Leo placements in your chart as well. And or this is like, the energy that you may need to withdraw from. Strong Scorpio, Leo, Pisces, and again, we saw that fire sign energy. But for some of you, there's going to be an adjustment needing to be required, that you got to get your mental health in order. And for some of you, that means having to leave a job or having to cut back on hours or something. Okay, that's the energy there. Let's continue. Let's get the advice for you, Aries. Let's get the advice for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North and South Node. What's the advice for Aries placements at this time in regards to work? Three of Pentacles. Some of you need to start getting into collaborative work, collaborations. Okay, some of you are trying to do too much on your own. Aries is a self-sufficient sign, but we all need people. Okay, what else do we have for Aries in regards to advice? Temperance. Why is the Lovers in reverse for Aries? It's a certain relationship you got to either cut off or you got to be more strict with, because it'll be at the detriment of you if you allow things to persist the way that they're persisting. Yeah, okay. Here's you, Emperor. This is the Aries card here. But yeah, for some of you, if you don't take control over the situation with the Emperor card, if you don't set some discipline, you don't get disciplined with yourself, discipline with the people you care about, or your friends, whoever it is. Queen of Swords is also about discipline. That mental health, spiritual hygiene, you got to cleanse. You got to cleanse. Some of you are just in a place where the energy is just filthy. Okay, and I don't mean that in a rude way. I'm just saying sometimes when you take on so many other people's energy, it becomes less about nourishment. It doesn't feel nourishing anymore. Energy got too hot. The video literally just cut off. I don't know why. It never does. It never does that. I was like, what the heck? And I thought it was not there. I was going to be really upset, honestly, if I lost all that footage. Not going to hold you. But yeah, so basically what I was saying, Aries, is you gotta cleanse that energy. You got to set some boundaries and make some space. You know, you can't have everybody all up in your stuff all the time, okay? And for some of you, dealing with the disappointment of people not being able to fulfill all your needs, or you know, you might be feeling actually sad about having to cut off people, or you know, instead of playing mind games or going back and forth, it's not even worth it anymore. Some things really do have to be cut cleanly off, and you're like, this is just stressful, parting ways with it. For some of you, Aries, I don't feel like there's going to be an in-between. It's going to be either your you know, this is a happiness source for you, or it's not. It's not going to be like, we can find a middle ground. For some of you, I just see you cutting it off, whatever it is, or cutting this person off, or the job off, whatever it is. And you're thinking about long term. You have these threes here, 3, 3, 3, 3 of cups, 3 of wands, 3 of pentacles upright. So a lot of like thinking about your future, thinking about mind, body, and soul. When you see 3, 3, 3, that means that your spirit could be out of alignment. Your mind, body, and soul is something is off. Like you're too much. You're neglecting your mental energy. You're neglecting your physical or your emotional. All right. So it's time to make sure you're getting back in balance. Emotionally, you're being fed. Physically, you're being fed, and spiritually here, and taking your time, finding the balance. Okay. And for some of you, what is worth fighting for? Seriously, thinking about your priorities. Your mental health is worth fighting for. It's worth setting those limits. It's worth saying no. It's worth saying, I can't do this anymore. And sometimes that's all it has to be. You don't have to explain yourself. You don't have to be like, well, you know, I don't want to, but this and that and the third. No. If it's about your mental health, bringing yourself back into alignment, that's what needs to happen. You can communicate that, of course, but this is what it needs to be in order for you to get back to where you should be, Aries, okay? So that's what we got for Aries. It's about you and your mental health this time. All right. Thank you so much, Aries, for watching. If this reading resonated for you, let me know down in the comments down below. I am at Tarot by Bronx.